Hello, everybody. Now, this is the follow-up to the designing an NPC AI right, in Starfield. We're going to talk about his pals. We mentioned he had two pals, so we're going to talk about his pals and how they interact with each other. Now, the informant is your doorway to these two characters. You've got to get on the informant's good side in order to get to know these two characters. So you've got on his good side, you've done a few jobs for him or given him what he wants or passed on information he needed, and he in return has put you a good word in with his two pals. One of his pals is a policeman, one of them's a drug lord. Now you got to the drug lord or the policeman, they both think, you're alright, this guy said you're alright, so you're alright. So you go in there and the drug lord says to you, look, this other guy has got a package, drug package of mine, I want it back, go get it. So you go across to the policeman, goes, can I have the drug package back for the drug lord? He says, no. Now you can either start a fight, right? Remember, you're late, right? But now you've asked for the drug package, you've gone to neutral because that's obviously an illegal thing, and this guy now thinks he's dodgy. Maybe not as straight as the informant said. So you've lost a bit of favour with him. But you walk away, tell the drug lord that he won't give it to you, so you get the two back, and then you get a bit more. So now he trusts you a bit more, the police officer, but the drug lord now resets you to neutral because you didn't do it. You didn't do what he asked. Now, what is this neutral and hated and stuff? Well, from a police officer's point of view, right, you're a law-abiding citizen at neutral. From there, right, you're a trusted informant, or a informant, or trusted informant. From there, you're pretty much, able to do police jobs for them. From there, you're in the police force, that kind of thing, right? So, as a neutral, he'll say, just stay out the way, leave it to the police, sir. As a trusted, informant or whatever, he'll say, look, I need you to do a job for me. As an insider, he might give you more important jobs. Each one of these has different scripts and different quests attached to them. Now, he's got, remember, in the original thing, he had like a 60% chance of giving you what you expected and a 20% chance either way giving you something better or worse. So you might click on the link when you're there and he just says, no, just stay out of the way, sir, because you've got the 20% chance worse option. Or you might go, yeah, look, I've got a job for you because you've got the 20% chance better option. Right, now this is influenced obviously by what he knows you've done. You could, for example, say, you were involved in a shootout with a gang, so you've got a 40% chance of getting a worse option and a 60% chance of getting the option that you were supposed to get. Because we know there's something dodgy about you, so we're not going to trust you more, we're going to trust you less. So that difference is trust. 60% is what you should get, the 40% is how little they trust you. So if you do something they like, that 20% in the side, that says you can be trusted or can't be trusted, you might move from one side to the other, depending on how well they trust you or how little they trust you. So you've done a few jobs for the policeman, they trust you. You've done a few jobs for the gang leader, and they've seen you do it. The police have seen you do it. Then they might not trust you at all. There's no chance of you getting something better because they just don't believe a word you say. But now, in this particular case, you've done the job, right, for the gang leader. They said no, you've gone back and told them he said no. You haven't started a fight. There's no shoot-up. The police trust you a bit more. So you go back to the police and say, can you go to this corner and just observe what goes on and report back? Don't need to do anything, just watch what happens. So you go down there and you're watching what happens. And the gang leader turns up and the drug deal goes down and he spots you. He instantly doesn't trust you. You've lost the trust. You're never going to get a better option from him now because he's seen you there and he knows you're reporting back, right? So the drug deal doesn't happen, right? He just shakes hands with the guy. He says, how are you doing, bud? Meet you in the drink later, and then walks off. No deal happens, right? You've busted his drug deal. He doesn't like it and he doesn't trust you. So now there's a 40% chance he's not going to give you anything favourable. He's going to go for the worst option. A 60% chance he might give you whatever you deserve based on what you are. So you're already in his bad books. Well, in neutral, but now you're in his bad books, right? And the 40% chance of getting something worse is he might kill you. Whereas a 60% chance is he might tell you just go away. So you've got go away and let's kill him, right? So this is the area you're in now with him, right? He doesn't trust you. It's become a highly dangerous situation. The police officer, on the other hand, right, think, well, you did it for him, right? So you can be trusted. So he gives you access to his databases and stuff like that. He can now do police missions, go arrest people or intervene or maybe bounties and things like that because you've proven yourself to be fearless and loyal and lawful. So now you're getting inside information on crooks that need bringing in, all kinds of stuff. You're getting information about, gang leaders' buddies, right? So you go and you see the gang leaders' buddies and you got the option to arrest him, right? And you said, look, you want it. I suggest you hide. And you walk away. The gang leader hears you let him off. And that 40% chance he's going to kill you reverts to a 20/20 instantly. So you've done a favour. The policeman doesn't know, right? So he's still in his favour, but the policeman didn't see you do it. So because he doesn't magically know with an AI, he has to observe, right? He might send somebody along with you to keep an eye on you, in which case he would know. And if something happened to his pal, then he'd be suspicious. But you were sent alone to this job, so he didn't know you let this guy go. So now the gang leader isn't somebody willing to kill you. He's only 20% likely to kill you and 20% likely to trust you, with 60% in the middle. And it goes back and forth like that, how you react, how you do things. And meanwhile, you've already got bounties from the police. And by letting the occasional one go and fail in the mission, you get in the gang leader's good books, and he starts giving you jobs to rob places. So now you're doing, you're hunting down crooks and you're doing raids because you've juggled the two. You've played on the egos of both of them, or because they've each got alignments with a set of scripts and set of responses you can do based on each alignment, which allows them to give you ways of improving your relationship or making your relationship worse with each other. And by navigating through that system, you manage to get the best of both worlds. Or you become super alienated to one side and super friendly to the other. But the AI brain file will always work out which one you are by thinking about all the actions you've done. Now, how would that work? If you do a mission for them, that might be worth 5 points. Simple as that. If you do a mission badly for them, it might be minus 5 points. And if you fail, that might be 0. Right? So if you actually have a mission go so disastrously wrong, it actually has a negative effect. That's minus 5 points opinion with that guy. And when you get back, right, he remembers minus 5 points. Yeah, I remember you fucked up, minus 5 points. Simple as that. You do your next mission, right, and you get that wrong, minus 5 points. You know what, minus 10 points. Now, minus 10 points might be don't trust you, right? The 20% chance here moves to the other side, making it a 40% chance he doesn't trust you and a 60% chance to give you what you deserve because you're at minus 10. Next mission you do is okay, you pass. So now it's at minus 5, so 20% drifts back again. That's how you do it. It's a simple little case of assigning a number to something. You can make anything represented by a number. You could change everything. A sword could be represented by a number. Right, so a laser gun could be represented by a number. So it's on a scale of 1 to 10, how lethal is this weapon? Simple as that. 3, then spawn lightly armed guards. 10, then spawn a tank. You see, that's how it works. So you can assign numbers to things, then use a simple mathematical equation to work out what the response is, and then say, if this equation gave a result of 8, then what we need is 2 dreadnoughts, a tank and a squad of men to take on this player. If it gave a squad of 3, then what we need is this response. So when you get down to the hated level and he's about to kill you, you could use that based on, say, the amount of things you've done wrong. Like you might have only done one mission or 2 at minus 5, so you might just send down a couple of thugs to kill you. Or you might have mucked up so badly you're now at minus 10. So now the script kicks in and he works out how dangerous you are based on what he's seen you carrying. So if you only carry light weapons in his presence, then you're going to be a free. If you're carrying a big sawed-off weapons, heavy armour, when he sees you, he's going to think you're dangerous. We're going to take this seriously. Crack out the tank, guys. We're going to stick a shell up his ass, right? So what the boss has seen you wearing and knows you have determines how he responds. So the AI is thought about it. And again, you give it a small percent chances of going overkill or less, depending on his mood, depending if he's angry or not, you know. You can even say, is this player mad, or is this faction mad at the player? If so, add an extra couple of points to the hatred thing on it, so he's more inclined to overkill the situation. Is he happy and just disappointed? Take a few points off, so he's less likely to send his best guys and more likely to send a couple of street folks. You know, again, you can make him think about his response the same way. So you never quite get the situation where, like you have in Fallout New Vegas, where a gang of Caesar's Legion's assassins turn up with incredibly high stats. It could vary, it could change, you know, and it might only be a one-off, because as soon as the relationship improves again, he stops sending the thugs, you see? So that's what I mean, the interaction. And that's what happens when you get in favour with the first guy, the information broker from the first video, and then you start talking to his two pals. And that's just a leader processing information about you as you do missions or talk to people or events that you've been a part of already. I mean, from my own perspective, if I was to do something like this, I could say, right, okay, you've got a load of missions in a starport, some of them affect a gang. Right? This gang here is an enemy of the gang leader that you've got to go and talk to. Therefore, he's going to love you for it, you know. Or you might go to talk to the gang leader you've just been shooting at. He's going to hate you for it, you know. And you can draw on all this. So when you're doing these actions, you have no idea that you're setting yourself up for a fall later on, because you're busy trying to win. And when you win, you please yourself, you pat yourself on the back, and then the very next thing that happens is they start distrusting you, and all the doors are shutting, and your options for moving down a certain path, you know, and the plot is shut down because you annoyed the wrong guy. And now you've got to make it up to him. And because the system's in place for you to do just that, right, you can reverse the situation. Because it's not a clear cut, you're an enemy, you're a friend. There's egos involved, AI egos. See you in the next one.